The story begins with Leela, an English teacher. Her husband used to beat her often, and she endured a lot of suffering. Eventually, tired of it all, Leela got a divorce, but the sadness in her heart never really went away. In search of peace and a new life, she leaves her city and moves to another town, where she starts teaching English at a high school. Today is Leela's first day. The principal introduces her to the history teacher and asks her to escort Leela to her classroom. On the other side, we meet Jason, a 19-year-old boy from a middle-class family. His family consists of his mother, father, younger sister, and elder brother. Life at home was difficult. To earn money, his elder brother started dealing drugs, but he got caught and was sent to prison. Now, Jason's parents want him not to repeat the same mistake and focus on his studies. But Jason was never good at academics and had already been expelled from several schools. Out of desperation, he too begins selling drugs, hoping to earn enough money to pay for his younger sister's school admission. Meanwhile, Leela is in her classroom, teaching her students. Jason is also in the same school and always sits on the last bench. He has no interest in studies. Most of his time goes into hanging out with friends, doing drugs, and staying out late at night. During the lunch break, when Leela is alone, the PT teacher Andrew comes over to her. Smiling, Andrew says, "Your way of teaching is really unique and interesting." Leela smiles back, and the two have a light conversation. At night, Leela talks to her mother on the phone. There's a hint of pain in her voice because she feels lonely living away from her family. The next day, after school, Jason comes to Leela and says that he needs help writing an essay. Leela asks, "What's the topic?" Jason replies, "I have to write about myself, but I can't share anything about me." Leela responds, "You can share it with me. It will stay between us. This will help me understand my students better." But Jason stays quiet and walks away. As Leela is about to follow him, the history teacher comes and says, "Kids like him can't be helped." Leela answers, "It's my duty to teach all students properly." The next day, Leela learns that Jason is new at the school and that his academic performance is very poor. She begins to worry about him and decides to pay more attention to his studies. Later in class, all the students read out the poems they've written. When it's Jason's turn, he hesitantly reads his poem. His poem reflected deep pain and honesty. Leela really liked his poem. After class, Leela praises him and says, "Your poem was very good. If you focus on your studies, your grades will also improve." Hearing this, Jason feels very happy. The next day at school, Andrew approaches Leela and asks her to join him at a pub that night. Leela agrees. Later, at the pub, the two enjoy drinks and dance together. Jason is also there with his friends. Seeing Leela enjoying herself makes Jason happy, and he feels inspired to learn dancing. After some time, Leela gets into her car and leaves. The following day, Leela notices Jason bunking class. When he returns, she calls him aside and firmly tells him not to miss class again. She adds that after school ends, she'll hold an extra 30-minute session every day to help him with his academic struggles. Jason agrees and begins attending. Over time, he keeps gazing into Leela's eyes during the sessions and starts to develop feelings for her, though Leela remains unaware. One night, Leela is alone and feeling low when Jason shows up at her house. His nose is bleeding, and there are bruises on his face. Shocked, Leela quickly lets him inside. Jason explains that he can't go home in this condition and just wants to clean up before leaving. When Leela asks what happened, he dismisses it as a small fight. As he's about to leave, Leela notices it's raining outside and insists on driving him home. Jason accepts, and they head out together. On the way, Leela asks Jason about his family, but he refuses to share. Then he takes her to a spot offering a beautiful view of the city. He tells her that he had seen her dancing at the pub and wants her to teach him. Using dancing as an excuse, he tries to touch Leela, but she steps back, saying it's wrong. They are teacher and student. Deep down, however, she enjoys spending time with Jason, though she keeps these feelings to herself. Afterward, she drops Jason home and leaves. The next day, Jason's mother checks his results, which show improvement. She asks happily about it, and Jason explains that it's all thanks to his new teacher. His mother says she will thank Leela at the next parent-teacher meeting. Meanwhile, Jason scrolls through social media and sees pictures of Leela, feeling even more attracted to her. That night, Leela is at the same pub with Andrew, where Jason is also present with a friend, constantly watching her. Andrew asks Leela about her ex-husband and the reasons for her divorce, which makes her uncomfortable, and she goes to the bathroom. Jason follows her, and when she comes out, he kisses her. Leela, unable to resist her attraction, kisses him back. But as soon as she realizes it's wrong, she immediately stops him. Then Leela tells Andrew that her mother is sick, and she has some urgent work, so she needs to leave. Saying this, she walks away, and Jason follows behind her. At that moment, the history teacher, who secretly likes Andrew, approaches him. Jason arrives at Leela's house, but Leela tells him that she doesn't want to see him and asks him to leave. Jason insists that he just wants to apologize, so Leela opens the door. He confesses his feelings, but Leela lies, saying she doesn't like him. Jason then asks, "If you don't, why didn't you stop me when I kissed you?" Leela replies that it was a mistake. Jason kisses her again, and this time, Leela can't resist. She realizes that she has fallen in love with him. Despite their age difference, they continue their relationship, but Leela warns him that no one should find out. Later, Jason meets his drug dealer friends, who pressure him to supply more. Meanwhile, at school, the history teacher tells Leela that she likes Andrew, so Leela should stay away from him. One day, during Jason's extra class, he tries to kiss Leela. She refuses, saying not in front of everyone. Jason agrees and instead asks her to close her eyes. When she does, he surprises her with a chain as a gift. Leela is overjoyed. That night, she calls her mother and confesses that she likes someone, but he is younger than her. Her mother wants Leela to marry someone who can truly keep her happy. The next day, Leela goes out with Jason to a lakeside. They have fun together, and Jason takes pictures of her. While sitting there, Jason asks why she moved to this city. Leela opens up, saying that after marriage, her husband used to hit her, so she divorced him to start fresh. Hearing this, Jason promises that he would never hurt her. Later, Jason returns home and goes to take a shower. Meanwhile, his mother sees pictures of Jason and Leela on his phone. The next day, during the parent-teacher meeting, Leela takes a file from Andrew. Andrew tells her that they are good friends, and if she wishes, they could take things further. But Leela leaves without saying anything. On the other hand, Jason's mother, who had already seen the pictures, becomes upset after spotting Leela at school. She confronts Leela angrily, saying, "I sent Jason here to study, not to waste his time. It's better if you leave my son, otherwise things will get ugly." Saying this, she walks away. When the principal asks what happened, Leela brushes it off, saying she was in a hurry. But the history teacher, standing nearby, witnesses everything and begins to suspect that something is indeed going on between Jason and Leela. At night, when Jason returns home, his mother confronts him about Leela. Jason admits that he loves her, but his mother insists he must end it, accusing Leela of taking advantage of him. This sparks an argument, and Jason storms out of the house in anger. Meanwhile, Leela speaks with her own mother and reveals that the younger man she mentioned earlier is actually her student. Hearing this, her mother gets furious and demands that she end the relationship immediately. Just then, Jason shows up at Leela's place. Leela yells at him, saying his mother already knows everything and asks why he never told her. Jason explains that he also only found out that day. Afraid of the consequences, Leela tells him to leave, worrying that if the school finds out, she'll lose her job. Jason leaves, but soon returns with flowers to apologize. Leela forgives him, and Jason spends the night with her. The next morning, both worry that soon everyone will know about their relationship. Jason suggests that he has money and they could run away together, but Leela refuses. The following day at school, Jason grabs Leela's hand to talk, and Andrew sees this. Furious, he finally realizes why Jason was so interested in Leela. Later that night, when Leela is working late and alone, Andrew seizes the opportunity and forces himself on her. Returning home, Leela is completely shattered by the incident. At that moment, Jason comes to her, and Leela tells him everything. Hearing this, Jason angrily says that she should go to the police, but Leela explains that Andrew had threatened her. If she went to the police, he would expose their relationship. The next day, Jason sees Andrew at school, and, in anger, confronts him physically. Shortly after, the police arrest Jason. Outside the station, Leela waits anxiously while Jason's mother gets him released. Enraged, Jason's mother tells Leela to stay away from her son. Afterward, Leela sits in class, feeling sad and thinking about Jason. That night, she confronts Andrew, informing him that his misbehavior was recorded on the school cameras. She threatens that if he wants to avoid police action, he must withdraw the case against Jason. Reluctantly, Andrew agrees. The next day, Jason visits Leela's house, where she tells him that she is leaving the city alone because their relationship is wrong and cannot continue. She advises him to move on and forget everything. Heartbroken, Jason returns home, crying and clinging to his mother. Meanwhile, Leela leaves the city, and the story ends there.